again. It's good to see you. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Today we're going to make a craft. Well, it's actually more of a game. I guess it's kind of both. It's what we call a fortune teller. Let's jump right in. I'd like to share a fun activity with you. Together we'll make a game. It's one that you can play by yourself or with others. All we'll need to get started is a piece of paper, a pencil, and a little imagination. The first thing we need to do, though, is take this rectangle and turn it into a square. We can do that by folding our paper. What you're going to do is you're going to take the corner of your paper and you're going to bring it over to the side. You're going to want this top corner to become a point. So you're just going to find the point as best you can, and then you're going to bring your finger along the edge and fold it down. So you're folding that down so that now you've created a triangle and a rectangle. Now we want to remove this rectangle, and to do that we're going to have to fold it. So the easiest way to do that might be to turn your paper over so that you can fold up. And you want to bring it to the edge as best you can and then fold down that edge. And now you're going to want to press really firm. You want to make a really, really tight fold. And then we want to do the same thing on the opposite side. So we're going to flip it over and fold it the opposite way. And again, you're going to want to run your thumb along the edge. All right, so now what we're going to do is we want to tear along this folded edge. So ever so gently, just pulling off this rectangle. You can set it aside. And now unfold, and you have your square. Now you'll notice we have one line on our square, and we actually want to create an X. So to do that, we're going to fold the opposite way here. So we'll do our best to bring the corners together and fold our square. And if we open it up, now you'll see we have an X. The next step is to flip it over. And we're going to do some more folds. Now what we need to do is we need to bring each corner into the center. And we'll start one at a time. So for me, I like to turn it and then bring that edge into the center. And then again, we fold and we press down the edge. And then we turn and do the same thing. We bring the end into the center and then we fold. We turn it again, bring the point right into the middle here, and then we fold. And then one last time, we're going to bring that end into the center and fold. And see we have this sort of shape here. Now what we need to do, we have our 4 triangles. Let's flip them over. We have 4 squares here, and we still need to fold some more. So again, we're going to do that same thing that we just did on the other side, where we bring the edge into the center. So let's bring that edge in, fold, press down, and then again, to make it easier, you just want to turn your page, bring the end into the center, and fold, turn it again, bring the edge in to the center, fold, and one more time, bring the edge into the center as best you can, and then fold. And then you'll see we have our triangles here. Now the next thing we want to do is we actually want to fold this in half. So you'll take your paper, bring the edges together and fold. And now let's do that with the opposite side as well. So just turn your paper and then fold it in half. And there we go. Now what you want to do, you'll see that all the corners can come together now at this point. But we need these edges to be pulled out so you can fit your thumb in there. And the same thing with this side. We want to fit our thumb. We want to pull out this other side here. And then one last one, so you can see now we have, I'm going to bring my thumb and finger together in here. And the same thing with this hand, my thumb and my pointer finger together. We have them. So that, look at this, you can open it left and right. Now, so we've done this part. Now we need to write on this so that we can actually play the game. So to do that, we're going to want to flatten things out again. So we flatten it out, and we actually want to turn it so that our 4 squares are pointing up. Here what we'll do is we actually want to write our favorite colors on here. So I have a pencil, that's what I'm going to write with. But if you had a crayon or a marker in your favorite color, you could color with it on this, or you could write the color. So for me, I'm just going to write the colors. So I'm going to start with blue. B-L-U-E, blue. Then I'm going to shift the paper. I'm going to write another color. I'm going to write red, R-E-D. Then I'm going to turn it again, and I'm going to write another color. I'm going to write green. And then one more time, one last color. I think I'm going to go with orange, O-R-A-N-G-E. Almost ran out of space there. Okay, so we've got all of our colors. Now what we want to do is flip it over again. And now instead of our 4 squares, we have 8 triangles. And so we need to write 8 numbers. We'll start with 1 and we'll go to 8. So we'll go 1, 2, I'm going to turn my paper so it's easier for me to write, 3, 4, and then what comes next? 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent. So now on one side you have colors, and in here you have numbers. So I just want to show you what that looks like when you put your fingers like before. We have colors here and numbers inside. Now there's one more step we need to do to make this into a fortune-telling game. So let's lay it flat again on the number side, so with our triangles and our numbers, and let's flip the triangles up. Now you'll see in here we have a space, which will basically be a space underneath each number where we write a fortune. Now these are going to be simple fortunes, answers to questions that would require a yes or no answer. So we could put things in there that say maybe yes, no, maybe, it is certain, different things like that. So let's write some fortunes together. In the first one here, I'm going to write yes with a big exclamation. And then here, I'll write no. So that's simple enough. Let's fold that to hide them and turn to the side here. So we have yes and no. We need other options as well though. Let's put we'll see. You know how to write that. And if you have trouble writing and you have someone who can help you, that's great. Maybe you can ask a grown-up to help you. Maybe they'll do the writing for you. So we have we'll see. And then we need another option. So let's put it is certain. It is certain. We'll close that up, turn it around here. We've had yes and no, but we haven't had maybe. So let's put maybe. And then something maybe the opposite of maybe. Let's put doubtful. turn one more time, and now we need two more options here. So what I'm going to put here, I'm going to tell it to ask again later. And then, maybe something a little more positive this time. How about all signs point to yes? And if you've ever seen one of those magic 8 balls, that's kind of the answers that you'd get from that magic 8 ball. So that's kind of what this game is. All right, so I'm just going to put my pencil to the side. We've got our numbers, our colors, and our fortunes in here. And all we had was paper and pencil. Now, you could be more creative with it if you have some colors. So I just want to show you one that we've done that, look at this. See, I had some crayons, so I was able to use my crayons to put colors in here. So I have yellow, blue, red, and green. And then inside I did with crayons again, I did colors, but I wrote my numbers down. And then in this one doesn't have any fortunes written inside yet, so you could do that. But I want to show you one other example that we did. So here we've colored it, we have numbers inside, and on the outside, instead of colors, we've drawn little pictures of critters. So we have a cat, a bunny, a bear, and a dog. So let's try and play our game. What we have to do is we have to ask a question that could have a yes or no answer. So how about I will ask, will the sun shine tomorrow? Now, what I have to do is I have to pick an animal. We've got a cat, a bunny, a bear, and a dog, as I mentioned. So I'm going to choose the bear. So what you do then is you take the word bear and you spell it out. With each letter that you spell, you open your fingers. So you open your fingers. So we're going to spell the word bear. B-E-A-R. Now we have numbers. Now we need to pick one of our numbers. The numbers we see here are 3, 4, 7, and 8. So I'm going to pick 4. So then we switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have the same numbers again. And since it's the same number and I've already picked 4, I'm going to go with 4. And the answer is there is a chance. So the question was, will there be sunshine tomorrow? And the answer is there is a chance with your little fortune teller. So this is a very fun little game that you can play by yourself or with a friend. So I would recommend getting a piece of paper and a pencil and having some fun. So try it out. So now that we've made the fortune teller, I bet you're wondering how it works. Well, we're about to find out. First, you have to ask a question with a yes or no answer. Do you have one? Don't tell me just yet. Hold on to it. We'll come back to that question after. First, let me show you how the fortune teller works. So on the outside, we've put 4 colors. On the inside, we have 8 numbers, and under each number is the answer to a question. So now think about that question you had. It's time to ask it out loud. My question is going to be, will it rain tomorrow? So to get started, what we do is we pick one of the colors on the outside. On this one, I chose to put blue, purple, green, and pink. So I'm going to choose pink. Now what we're going to do is we're going to spell that color by opening, closing, and opening again our fortune teller. So here we go. P-I-N-K. Now we're looking at 4 different numbers. So I'm looking at 1, 2, 5, and 6. So I'm going to pick 5. Now what we do is we count out those numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm looking at 4 different numbers, 3, 4, 7, and 8. So I'm going to pick 3. So let's count it out. 1, 2, 3. Now we're back to the first 4 numbers again. So now that I see number 5 again, that's my lucky number. So, time to ask that question again. Will it rain tomorrow? It's possible. So it's possible that it could rain tomorrow. The fun thing about these fortune teller toys or games is that we can be very creative with it. So you can get really creative with the questions that you put inside, or rather the answers that you put inside, and even how you choose to decorate it. So you'll see this one, instead of putting colors on the outside, I put little critters, a bunny, a bear, a dog, and a cat. So you can do whatever you'd like. I'm very curious to see what you make with your fortune tellers. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so glad that we got to spend this time together. And until we get to see each other again, do good, be kind, and make things better. I believe in you.